And welcome to Team Bandwagon,
where it is okay to jump ship,
but not okay to lose.
Jump on Team Bandwagon
and never lose again. You are now listening to Team Bandwagon Never Lose Again podcast. And now for your hosts, Jamaal Brown and Nicholas Garcia. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats of all ages.
We are really reaching out.
Hey, you know, we got to span our fan base. Welcome to episode 39 of the Never Lose Again podcast. We have been never losing for 39 times. I don't know if that's the right terminology to say that. I make up my own words.
It's all mindset. You're only a loser if you believe you're a loser.
Or if you get beat by me twice in fantasy football.
Which ain't going to happen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's throw the gauntlet down right now. I am playing Nick again. I don't know why. We only played, I don't know why. Whatever. It doesn't matter why. I'm playing Nick twice this season in Fantasy Football League. Never Lose Again. Is it Never Lose Again or Team Bandwagon?
Team Bandwagon.
Team Bandwagon Fantasy Football League. The first time, I beat him up pretty bad, right?
No, I think you won by like 18 points in a PPR. That's not that much.
You sure?
It wasn't that bad.
You don't make me fact check,
You
bro.
beat me, but it wasn't like crazy.
How about you double check how much I beat you by?
I'll do that, okay?
There you go. All right. And so we're going head to head, mano a mano again this week coming up. And I am slotted to score 160 points.
No, you're not. You won by 19 points, 129 to 110.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was when my slump started, okay? Congratulations.
Yeah, I knocked you into that slump.
No,
yeah.
I knocked me into that slump.
No, you lost to me, so I knocked
Devin
you into that
Funchess was falling off at that time because Greg Olsen came back. I told you that was going to be a bad week for me.
I don't remember, man.
I told you going into that week, I was like, this is going to be a start of a losing streak. I can see it already because I had bad matchups coming up. And then I think the week after I played you, I knew I was really bad because Cooper Kupp got hurt. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Bad week.
Bad week.
Tyreek Hill
was
playing a tough defense that week. I want to say it was Baltimore or something like that.
This is about to be another bad week, bro. And so I am so confident that, well,
the Chiefs are playing Baltimore this week.
We have a bet, right?
We do.
We have a bet.
We do.
A gentleman's agreement. A gentleman's agreement. I texted him the handshake. He didn't text me the handshake, so I have a feeling he might back down.
No, we're going to make it official right now. I knew you were going to bring it up on the podcast, so I'm not worried about it.
You like how I couldn't wait to get to it?
Yeah, it's the first thing you did. I'm not that surprised, though, either. I am not surprised.
You're rocking the fantasy football shirt. I'm pointing to your shirt. I don't want to shake your hand. Not yet.
Okay, we'll save it.
We'll save it. I was pointing to your fantasy football.
Some people point like this. You were pointing like this.
Because I was pointing.
He's doing knife hands.
Knife hands like that. So yeah, man, this is our bet.
Our bet.
I challenged Nick that the loser of this week's fantasy football matchup is gonna have to do the baby shark video, film themselves doing it, and we're gonna post it online.
Cool.
That sounds pretty legit to me.
So, do you want me to record this at home and then post it out to the Team Bandwagon page, or do you want to record it next week on our show?
You can record it however you want, bro, because you're gonna catch that L.
Okay.
I have no plans of recording myself doing baby shark.
Okay.
But I like how you're.
I think we should save it for the show.
This show?
Mm-hmm.
And
because that's what happened last time. You lost the bet.
And do a world premiere.
Yes.
I did lose a bet. You lost the bet too, but I like how you're not bringing it up or we never spoke about it.
No, I do owe on that bet. I've been reminding you that I owe that bet, and I plan on paying up on it.
See, that's why I get terms ahead of time, man.
I plan on paying up on that bet. I am supposed to eat hot wings, America. Still, I'm going to honor the bet.
America.
I'm going to honor that bet. I was supposed to eat the super hot wings. Apparently, they're at Buffalo Wild Wings on camera.
Yeah. I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings since then, and I don't plan on going back anytime.
Really? See, and I've never wanted to go. I've been invited 1,000 times, but I understand a lot of their policies and a lot of the way they do things, and I have no intention of eating there.
The one in San Bernardino is disgusting. Like,
oh, lovely.
I went in as soon as they opened. The floor was sticky. The tables were sticky. It was hot. Yeah. It was just it just wasn't good.
And a place that requires gratuity no matter what you order, and then you're gonna have a dirty restaurant. That's a joke.
Yeah.
And that's really what turned me off of going there is when they require gratuity. I'm sorry, I thought you were supposed to earn my gratuity. No, don't get me wrong. I always tip well.
Yeah.
I always tip well, and even if I get bad service, I'll tip you, but you're not getting no 20%. So the fact that they require gratuity really turns me off from going there.
Yeah. So that's probably why we haven't been there. But
hey, let's order ghost peppers. I'll do that.
Ghost peppers.
I've always wanted to try one anyway.
Somebody send ghost peppers into our studio. So Nick,
I'll eat it on the show.
He can pay up on his bet. You know what? We're about to come up on another national championship, NCAA. We should do double or nothing.
Man, we're going to be making some crazy bets. We're going to be making some crazy bets because the Super Bowl's right after that, and then March Madness will be right after that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you got some bets to pay up.
Nah, man. Nah, man. So, yeah, that's what's happened this week. Nick is going to catch that L. But moving on to the sports world. Last night was Monday Night Football.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I can't sing that.
You can't?
I imagine it's copyrighted, but I guess it's not really a problem if I sing it.
YouTube is going to...
As long as we're not playing their song, I guess.
YouTube is going to scrub our video for that 10-second out of tune, not auto-tune. Out of tune.
YouTube is the red army of the internet, man.
So Washington versus the Eagles last night. The Eagles got the W. Yeah, I have no problem hearing Eagle fans celebrate more than Cowboy fans.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I don't think that any of them are a threat to win the Super Bowl. But the NFC East is interesting now.
Yeah. And we're gonna dive into
Okay.
We're gonna dive into that.
That was interesting. I actually didn't get to watch it, but I was following your tweets about the game, and that was interesting.
Yeah. Mark Sanchez came in there. I always like Mark Sanchez. He just
Why?
I don't know. He's just a cool guy.
Okay.
I don't know. I always rooted for him.
I've always felt bad for him. I don't like when people pick on professional athletes that haven't earned it. Gotcha. There are worse quarterbacks than Mark Sanchez.
Yes.
He's not great. I totally understand. Yes, he's a third overall pick, but he's been in the league. Like, he's had a longer career than Jamarcus Russell.
He's like 35 or something. 30.
No, I don't.
No, he's not that old?
Think so.
He seems old.
Well, it just seems like we've been talking about him forever. You know what? You might be right, because I think in 2009 he got drafted. You might be right.
I don't know, man.
I'd have to look it up. Anyway, might even be before that. Anyway, long story short, Mark Sanchez, had to go out in the game because Colt McCoy got injured. He's out for the year.
So 2 quarterbacks with broken legs.
Yep. And Mark Sanchez will finish out the season, they're saying.
Yep. So that's going to be some good stuff to talk about. Let's jump into the NBA, man. The NBA is on and cracking.
It's interesting.
It's the wild, wild west, right?
Hey, the East is kind of crazy too. Right?
Yeah, I would say less crazy, though.
Only because in the West, you know what team we're going to talk about. You know what team has dominated that conference for years now.
We're going to talk about the Pacers, right?
In the West? In the West, I like that.
Oh, man. So, all right. So, not talking about the West, the East. The East top teams right now was Raptors is at the top. Then you got the Bucks.
In the land of Milwaukee.
Interesting. 2 teams I've been talking about more than Nick. And then the bottom of that is the Sixers. Nick's been on their bandwagon. And then you have Celtics all the way down in 6th.
But they're on a 3-game winning streak.
They're 6 games behind.
Yeah.
Number 1 spot.
I'm in the number 1 spot.
What do you think the Celtics have going for them, man?
Everyone but Kyrie Irving. Like, the dude's the most talented player on the team.
Yeah.
Before you guys start ripping into me and we start getting the comments, he's the most talented player on the team. But look how successful they were last year without him. And yes, I did predict that they would be better now that he's back. It's been the exact opposite. And I think the Celtics need to figure something out. Because Rozier wants to be traded now because he's sick of paying behind Kyrie after the great year he had last year. So do you trade Rozier and then Irving might leave next year and Irving's been a cancer to your team this year? Really?
I think it's more so, what is the other guy who came back from Utah?
Gordon Hayward? But he's played well. He hasn't played great, but he's played well.
Yeah. I think it's more so he's the problem, if anything. Because I think they've been trying to cater to find, like, room from him to kind of, I don't know. The only reason I disagree with you is I've seen him, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum on the floor at the same time. And like I said, Hayward hasn't played horrible. He hasn't gotten to that all-star level yet. And I really think that is shaking the rust off. Mm-hmm. And he's still an above-average player. Broke his leg.
He sat out for a year. And so I think he's shaking the rust off. The stuff with Kyrie, the reason I'm picking on him so much is all the pissing and moaning we're hearing about, the issues he's having with his coach. He's been selfish in the fourth quarter.
Are you talking about the Thanksgiving issues? Because that wasn't an issue. That was
he really did piss and moan about Thanksgiving, to my understanding.
Yeah, but he didn't.
The rest of it, I know. You and I talked about that. But to my understanding, there's issues in the locker room, and a lot of it is Kyrie Irving. And then I've watched a few Boston games, and the fourth quarter he becomes very selfish, and it's just like, I know you want to be the man. I know that's why you left Cleveland. But this Boston team is super talented, and the reason they were so successful is whoever is on the floor is a scoring threat at any time. The other four guys don't become a scoring threat if you know Kyrie's going to shoot it.
So Kyrie was the problem except for LeBron, like in that whole kind of I want to leave Cleveland.
Well, I feel like he was even more successful in Cleveland because how many times did he bail LeBron out? And I'm not saying this is not a bash LeBron moment, but Kyrie could put up 50 points and LeBron could put up the other 50 because that's the way Cleveland was built. Mm-hmm. This Boston team and their coaching style and everything they do is spread the ball, and they play really great defense as well. And so that's how they beat teams, and that's how they did as well as they did last year. They seem to be struggling on both ends of the floor right now.
Yeah, definitely defense.
Yeah.
Like, I watched, I can't think of nobody's name today. Minnesota's point guard, Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, yeah.
I seen that dude freaking shred their defense.
He's kind of dominating everybody this year, though.
But he went at Kyrie because Kyrie's supposed to be like the new golden child, I guess.
That's what I'm saying, man.
But yeah, they ripped into those dudes like ugly.
Minnesota's one of those teams that has superb talent when you look at their roster, and they just don't seem to win enough. They don't seem to win enough games for some reason.
Yeah. But. So I definitely think it's more so their defense though. Their defense is really, really struggling to kind of keep people down. It's
going to be hard to fix because even let's say they shock the world and you hear Kyrie's on the trading block, who's going to trade for him right now? Especially not anywhere near what he's worth because he's in the last year of his contract.
They're going to trade the Rockets going to trade Carmelo Anthony for him.
Is Melo still on that team? Have they cut him yet?
I think they cut him.
I haven't looked into it since they said he'll no longer be playing with the team.
Yeah.
But then they hadn't cut him yet.
They did it super quietly, I think.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the way to handle it. It's funny how no one's talking about him anymore either. I guess his career's over.
That's terrible.
But Boston's in a bad way. They're in a very bad spot right now.
They can still make the playoffs and figure it out.
They'll make the playoffs. I have no doubt about that. And they might even sneak into the top 3 or 4 seed. But this was a team that was supposed to dominate the East. And they're Raptors, not looking like it. But, I mean, let's say for argument's sake, because I did talk about how good the Raptors would be, too. I actually thought Boston would have a better record by the end of the year. It's starting to not look that way. But I wouldn't have been surprised, even if Boston did play to their potential, if Toronto still had a better record. True. But I think it would have came down to those two.
Because Toronto's had a better record for years.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But tip my hat to that team. Great franchise, doing things the right way.
The Rockets is whooping it up. Over in the West Coast, two teams that are the least likely to be at the top of the mound are at the top of the mound. The Jamal Murray Nuggets. And
the Isaiah Thomas Nuggets.
Yeah, they got Isaiah Thomas. All right, Jamal Murray Nuggets and the Clippers. I don't know what to say, man.
I did tell you Denver would be good. Did I predict that they would be the first overall team? No way at all. But to only say that I think if you deny their talent going into this season, shame on you. They're another one of those teams, no big superstars, but just a solid team.
I seen them. I watched them beat not in person. I seen them on TV.
Yeah.
Beat the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
That was a legit game. They were up. Trailblazers fought their way back.
Yeah. Of course they always do.
And Jamal Murray made two. Well, technically he made one mistake, but the ref called him for two. The first one was like he got the rebound, and before he can throw it out of bounds, they said he was out of bounds on a baseline.
Oh, okay.
And they looked at the tape, and they were like, "Nah, he's fine." So the very next ball in, the same thing. He's on the baseline, and he's trying to get rid of the ball, and he's out.
So he made the same mistake twice. I mean, I guess the first time he didn't, but still.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and that gave Trailblazers a chance. It was like 4 seconds left or something, and they blew it. They didn't make the shot.
Yeah.
So
it's a tough division.
Yeah, it was very interesting because Nuggets were giving it to them, but they found a way to come back. What is anybody's name on Portland?
CJ McCollum.
McCollum turned it up, and then your boy
Damian Lillard.
Your boy Dame, it was Dame time, pretty much.
It's about Dame time.
I knew he was putting up ridiculous three. I was like, man, this guy is the real deal.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. I love watching him play. But I do think Denver is a real threat. I think they're a real good basketball team. I think they do all the right things. And I will say if Golden State continues in this rut, which I don't think they will, but let's say for argument's sake they continue in this rut and there's problems in the locker room and they can't spread the ball, we might see a new Western Conference champion this year.
A going to the finals?
Going to the finals.
Just because it is...
Golden State has to keep continuing this cancer that they're dealing with. There's plenty of problems, but I don't think that'll last, if we're being honest. I do think Golden State still wins the West, but I'm just saying that there's an opportunity here for some of the teams to kind of pounce.
It's some good teams, man. It is some really good teams. And, me being biased about the Lakers, I'm like, the Lakers can ball with anybody, but
I think they can. I think your point, they can play anybody well. They don't every night, but they can.
6 or 7 game series for sure. On anybody on our best day. You know what I'm saying?
On our best day. If they come out and they bring their best, I agree with you. Yes.
Yeah. And then so, like I said, get it to 7, anything happens. Mm-hmm. We've seen it before.
Totally agree.
The Heat, not the Heat. The Rockets, which are
11-12.
Like the Heat.
In their defense, didn't they start 4-10?
4-10?
They started really bad. So I feel like they're kind of starting to turn it around. I still think they'll make the playoffs.
I don't think they
11-12 stuff.
I don't think they were 4-10 because they out of their last 10 games, they're 5-5. They're
really
500. Yep.
Well,
but these guys, I don't know. They're only 5 games behind the leader. So it's still early. It's still
the West is all over the place.
Yeah, if anybody's gonna make a move. They still have some time, before anybody gets cooking. There's no, what is it, 20 and 3 team at the top.
You're not seeing that this year. So the closest team is probably Toronto. They're 20-5, which is solid.
Yeah,
that's 80% winning. That's 80% of your games. That's solid.
These guys are no joke. So with that, you had some you found some statements from Kobe.
Yes, I saw it on Twitter this morning that apparently he did it.
Wait. You sure? When you find stuff on Twitter, I get nervous, bro.
No.
Because stuff.
You just saw the interview. They were bashing him for saying it. I just showed it to you. Where Stephen A. was just going off right now.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
Chill. I checked my sources, okay?
I don't know about that. Kyrie,
stop it.
Kyrie calling out his coach?
Stop it.
All right, go ahead.
He, basically said, don't worry, Laker fans. We'll start winning championships again, and you'll stop seeing all these Warrior fans that popped up out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, throwing shade.
Well, that's what we say, All the Warrior fans are pretty much Clipper fans who jumped from the Laker bandwagon.
Right. Yeah. So they were Laker fans, and then they went on to be Clipper fans, and then they went on to be Warrior fans. So.
Yeah. And so it's funny because, when people say, oh, I'm a Warrior fan, I'm like, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people I think are legit Warrior fans, but a lot of
in Oakland. In San Francisco.
Yeah. That was one reason I jumped off of Philadelphia Eagles off of their team when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden everybody and their mama was Eagle fans.
Right.
And I was like, deuces, I'm out of here, man. I can't be associated with it.
It's just, I think it's especially common in California. You see fans all over the place. If you go to somewhere like New York and you try to wear another team's jersey, and they're like soccer hooligans, man. They don't play around.
Do that in England.
Right?
The most polite, place ever. And you get stomped out.
You ever see Euro Trip?
No.
Oh, you've never seen Euro Trip?
No, but I seen another movie with, I think, what was the guy who was in a Shire? But it was like soccer gangs, like fan gangs.
Soccer hooligans?
I think, yeah.
Okay. Well, they had to take a bus with soccer hooligans to get a ride, and this bus went into France, and the English soccer hooligans wanted to beat up a French fan for wearing a French jersey. They're in France, and they were like, get him! All because he was wearing a French jersey.
Well, do you remember the Euro Cup in Russia?
Yes.
That was bananas.
Yes, that was bananas, dude.
That was crazy, man. Like a mob. Like I've watched like 20 videos of people getting knocked out.
Yep. So back to basketball.
I'm sorry. It was Paris.
Oh, was it? Yes. You're okay. Kobe throwing shade at Warrior fans, letting them know the Lakers will be back, and it's going to happen sooner than you think.
And they're gonna have a little bit less fans because but it's terrible, man. Like all these, we are team bandwagon. Yes,
and I am happy for the Warriors because they were a bad team for a long time.
But when it comes to, I guess, my team, my diehard team, is like, man, you guys suck. How are you gonna leave and then try and come back? But
yeah, well, and then not to mention too, it's the way they lie about it, right? Like you said. I've been a Warrior fan since '92.
You have to be honest about your bandwagon. Right. All right. This is team bandwagon. That's why, come on over, jump on the ship, and everything's kosher, But once you start, trying to put on a mask, oh, I'm a Warrior fan. Oh, I'm a Clipper. Then stuff starts happening.
Yeah.
Real quick, any early MVP candidates that stand out to you?
For me, it's Nikola Jokic.
Nikola
Jokic, the center for the Nuggets. His nickname now is the Joker.
The Joker.
The Joker. Yeah. He is phenomenal. He's played really well this year. And again, on my Team Bandwagon article, I wrote about him, and I said the Nuggets season would depend on how he played this year. And I think as long as he keeps playing to this caliber, that's why I think the Nuggets really could be a threat in the West. Don't be surprised if they're in the Western Conference Finals again.
All right, Mr.
But he needs to keep this up because that offense and defense flows around him completely.
I'm gonna say my MVP candidate is a long shot, but it's gonna be what is the Euro kid? The Euro step on to
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
He's definitely going to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Rookie of the Year. Has anybody won MVP and Rookie of the Year?
I don't think so, but probably back in the day with like Bill Russell or something. I could see Bill Russell winning both.
I'm jumping on this kid's bandwagon. He's going to win Rookie of the Year and MVP. Boom.
I'll say Rookie of the Year for sure. Jamal's going, man, you cannot criticize my takes when you make a take like that. Come on, man.
The only difference between my take and your take is you're serious.
I
am serious, but I'm not.
But you're not.
Yeah.
There's your out right there.
I'm serious, but I'm not.
Oh, so you want to let America know you were kidding that you think you're going to beat me this weekend too?
No, I was all in on that.
Come on, man, I'm giving you an out.
Nope.
Before I'm trying to help you save
you better
face.
Be warming up, bro.
I'm trying to help you save face.
How does that dance go?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason to practice.
You better get sure, man. All right, well, this is Team Bandwagon Never Lose Again podcast, episode 39. We're going to be right back after these messages.
Hi, my name is Stefan Thomas, and I'm one of the co-creators of The Creative Extreme. The Creative Extreme is an entertainment company that produces all kinds of fun fictional content. We have created over 600 incredible characters and a multitude of stories starring these wonderful heroes and villains. If you take a look at our page, you'll see dozens of character images as well as panels from our digital comic strips. We're also producing videos and podcasts about our characters and stories. Additionally, we are working on content for animated shows, live action shows, novels, screenplays, and much, much more. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the cool t-shirts and apparel designs we've created with our characters. It truly is a fun, exciting thing we do here at The Creative Extreme. While we dream of having some huge company or angel investor infuse us with all the money we'd ever need to make all the amazing content for our readers and customers we could possibly imagine, we have decided not to sit and wait for said infusion. Instead, beginning in 2016, we have used our own resources to set our content creation in motion. The writing part is easy, as me and my writing partner Chris have ideas and stories for days. However, our artistic skills in other areas are not very refined at all. Because of that, we've conscripted and built a network of nearly 30 artists, graphic designers, musicians, editors, voice actors, audio-visual people, and more to bring our stories and characters to life. All of these amazing individuals work on commission and retainer, as we believe in paying people for their work. Up until this point, our day jobs, along with a small bit of merchandise sales, have allowed us to do what we do. But if we're gonna take the Creative Extreme to the next level of creativity, including more art, more comic strips, more sweet apparel, short films, and more, we're gonna need your help. Please consider becoming a monthly supporter of the Creative Extreme. Any amount would be incredibly helpful as we aim to create more and more content for you to read, watch, look at, listen to, wear, and experience. Remember, when you give to the Creative Extreme, you're also supporting a number of creative individuals who all have the same goal of entertaining and inspiring others. This is an amazing endeavor, if we do say so ourselves. If you need a little more motivation, check out our rewards page. We have t-shirts, hoodies, posters, and more for those who jump on board and give us a little extra fuel for our ascent. Thanks for taking some time to learn a little bit more about us. This is the Creative Extreme, where imagination without limitation is the only expectation.
Welcome back to Never Lose Again podcast, Team Bandwagon, episode 39.
39.
We're here to talk about the NFL now. And really quick.
Football.
Really quick. Can I get your this is not scripted. So
okay.
This is raw.
Yeah,
right
I'm trying to figure out where this is coming from. I'm worried.
So scramble.
I'm worried.
Can I get your take on the whole Kareem Hunt thing?
Oh, man, we're going to do this.
Yes, we're going to do it, man.
We're going to do this.
We're going to do this right now.
We don't do this stuff.
We don't?
We don't. We don't talk about controversial issues.
I think this is important. I think this is important because I think a lot of people.
But it's a hot button issue, and that's how you make people angry. That's all I'm trying to say.
All right. I'm gonna say my piece. You can.
I'll see if I want to respond.
All right. I'm just saying a lot of people out here are upset because they don't understand what's happening.
Okay.
And my point of view is kind of open your eyes and wake up and look around and see what the temperature of the culture is. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't 15 years ago. This isn't 30 years ago. This isn't even what was this? 2005, 2006. Ben Roethlisberger, getting caught for whatever. We're in a whole new day and age. So the slightest hiccup, the slightest mistake, you're getting thrown under the bus.
Yes.
So please understand that. Like this isn't even 10 years ago. This isn't the way it is now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So any slight hiccup, any wrong look, anything, the culture's ready to throw you under the bus and keep on going. And so my heart to tell whoever it is who's having trouble understanding, he never hit her, Yes, he didn't, but he didn't have to, This day and age, they're judge, jury, and executioner. Your reputation is on the line, and any slight mistake, boom, you're getting the gavel.
I like your take on that, and I'm going to agree with you in the sense that this stuff has gone on forever. This is not new.
It's not.
This is not new.
It's not.
This has gone on for a long time. And, the recent issues with Ray Rice and, Joe Mixon and now Kareem Hunt. And it's happened in other sports besides football. This is nothing new. I remember hearing about this stuff when I was a little kid. And it usually is football players. But to your point, first of all, there's no excuse, ever. You're a grown man. Learn self-control.
I agree.
Like you said, he didn't hit her. It wasn't a Ray Rice situation. It wasn't a Joe Mixon situation. But you're a grown man. You know better. That being said, you also live in the age of the iPhone. And I know that's not what he got caught by.
Yeah,
but we also, because we're so used to having cameras in our face all the time, we're very open to having cameras anywhere now. Mm-hmm. There are streetlight cameras. There's hotel cameras. There's all this stuff out there. And so for Kareem Hunt and anybody to act like, well, I'm not going to get caught, wake up.
Yeah, and
wake up. That's my issue.
I think he's apologetic.
I agree.
I don't think he's like, oh, I didn't do nothing, I'm gonna fight this. Mm-hmm. I definitely think he's apologetic. I think he definitely knows he did wrong.
I do think he plays again, by the way.
Yeah,
I do think he'll definitely play again. I think he's going to get a huge punishment because the league's punishment is to save face. That's all it is. It's not a matter of we feel you deserve this. It's how hard can we punish him that the public won't give us our own punishment.
Yeah.
So he'll get a really harsh punishment, I think, and someone will sign him. I did read an article today that said the Cowboys are paying very close attention to what happens to him, not because they plan on signing him, but they plan on dealing with the league their own way if Kareem is not punished severely, because there's evidence that he did what he did. There was no video evidence that Ezekiel Elliott ever committed domestic violence, and he was suspended 6 games.
Got you. But he just got dropped, so I think...
Well, the Redskins were already looking at him right away.
Yeah.
They were looking at him. So it goes to my point. He will play, but it's going to be after some harsh punishment.
Yeah. And then the Cowboys, well, like you said, the Cowboys look into him because the Cowboys always...
they got Zeke, though.
They got Zeke, but Cowboys have a reputation of picking up, like, people who've been in trouble.
Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Randy Gregory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was the left tackle that was being investigated for murder? I think he's still on their roster.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
You know who I'm talking about, though. They drafted him when no one else would touch him.
Yep.
But, from my understanding, he got acquitted.
So that's my take. That's the Team Bandwagon take. We're gonna put the remote down. And back away.
I appreciate your stance on the issue. I just wasn't sure where you were going with it.
Yeah. I like the spontaneous because it was like, whoa, wait, what's happening?
All right.
All right, so back to business. The Chargers caught that W.
And
Sunday
before you
night.
think he's being biased, this was my idea to talk about the Chargers.
Yeah.
Because no bias here. I am not a Charger fan, but the Chargers are a legit football team.
You are a Charger fan.
I am not.
You got a Charger cooler.
It's getting painted this weekend. It's getting painted this weekend.
How come you haven't painted it yet? You had
Because I haven't had time to buy paint.
You had it for like a month, bro.
Dude, I've had it for 2 weeks. Relax.
No, you had it for a month.
2 weeks.
No.
The party was 2 weeks
month ago.
It was right
The
before
party-
Thanksgiving.
No, the party was at the beginning of November.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
It was right before Thanksgiving.
Okay, it was the second week in November because we went
Third.
No, it was the second.
Yes.
Second weekend.
No.
So you're a week shy of a month.
Stop it.
I'll give you that.
It was 2 weeks ago. It's sitting in my garage not being used, and it won't be used until it's painted.
I don't know, man.
All right, I want a Charger ice chest in a raffle. And the second you brought it out and you were like, oh, this is a Charger ice chest. Who wants it? I was like, now he's going to call my raffle number. I know my raffle.
So
God wants to punish me.
So you saying I rigged it?
I just said God planned it. You want to get called out for cheating? We can call this out right now. We have people from the church who watch, okay?
He said, oh my gosh. All right.
You were like, he'll give it to me for Thanksgiving or for Christmas.
All right, Mr. Undercover Charger fan.
No, I will be painting over it this weekend.
All right. So, yes, you are
The
not.
Chargers are a legit football team. Phillip Rivers is still playing great football. Melvin Gordon is not in, and they're still playing great on offense. And that defense is still a good defense. Yes, they gave up 33 points last week, but they also came back from being down 23-7.
Yes.
So I tip my hat to them. Did I say 33 points? They gave up 30.
The Chargers. Here's my beef with the Chargers.
Okay.
The Chargers are great when it doesn't matter or count, I guess.
Okay.
I guess these wins count because they need to get in the playoffs. But
They are one game behind the Chiefs.
But as soon as we get in the playoffs, man, I already know.
But, dude, it's
I
football.
have
It's any
I have a
given
feeling,
Sunday.
bro.
You can lose any week. That's
I
not
just
a knock at them.
I don't trust them, bro. All right? I have trust issues with the Chargers.
In football, you should be scared no matter who you are. You can be the greatest team out there. The Rams, the Chiefs, the Saints, they all should be scared because it's any given Sunday.
True.
So I understand what you're saying there. But that's my point, is if the Chargers get in, they are good enough that they can beat any team in this playoffs.
True.
I absolutely believe that. I do not think it'll be a fluke if they get in. They were a really good football team.
We don't even have to win the Super Bowl. As long as we can go, that would be like, yeah.
Dude, you should want it all, though.
We want. Well,
They don't have any.
Once they get there, like you said, it's any given Sunday.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. But just the hype of the Chargers being there is like enough for me.
I disagree with you. I'm the type of fan that I would rather you miss the playoffs than break my heart in the Super Bowl.
Nah.
No, dude.
Nah.
No.
The getting to the big dance for us is huge. So
No.
after getting killed in the playoffs so many years, like that's a
Dude, I'm a
victory.
Titan fan. I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear it. But I can tell you the years that they were good. The year they went 10-0.
I'm seeing real anger come out of your eyes right now, bro.
I don't want to hear it. My eyes are turning red. Like, because I'm sorry, as a Charger fan, you can't say you suffered as much as I have. You can't.
I'm not saying I suffered more than you. I'm just saying we've been getting killed. That's all I said, bro.
Well, we get killed all year long. You get killed in the playoffs.
It's not a pissing contest, all right?
They can beat the Patriots. They can beat the Chiefs. They can beat the Steelers, as we've just seen.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Steelers. The Chiefs, kinda. I'm afraid of the Patriots.
I don't know. I at the way they're playing right now, I do not see New England making it to the Super Bowl. If I'm wrong, it's because the Chiefs can't play defense. If I'm wrong, the Chiefs need to learn.
So
how
you're
to
giving
play
it to the
defense.
Chiefs right now?
I think it's wide open.
So in the AFC is what we're talking about.
Yes.
You got Chiefs, Patriots, Texans, Steelers, Chargers, Ravens.
And don't count the Texans out either.
Don't count the Ravens out.
don't.
And where's not counting out the Texans? Come on, bro.
The Texans are a much better team than the
Lamar
Ravens.
Jackson's putting in work.
He's playing
son.
great, and they're on a 3-game winning streak, and they're saying that even though Joe Flacco is ready to play, he will not be going back in. Because how do you put in a guy? It doesn't matter if he's a better thrower. You're winning with this guy.
Yeah.
It's the Tim Tebow argument.
They should play him both.
No, because they've had Lamar Jackson play running back. They've had him go out there and catch passes. He is so dynamic. Yes, he still needs to work on his throw. If he wants to be a quarterback in this league, he needs to be more precise. But he's so dynamic when he's back there in the pocket, and you're so afraid of what he's going to do that he needs to continue to be on the field. He's helping their team win.
They need to use him like the Saints use that backup quarterback.
He's not that big, though. That dude's huge.
I guess.
That dude trucks people.
He does.
Yes. And Lamar Jackson's not a big guy. So if you're going to have him back there, give him permission to run. You know, give him a tight end that's a good outlet. That's why John Brown hasn't played well since he's been in there. John Brown is a deep ball receiver, and Lamar Jackson doesn't throw the deep ball. So Lamar Jackson will find a way to help this team continue to win. They still could make the playoffs, but I don't think they're a threat in the playoffs, especially taking on the teams we just talked about, the Chargers, the Texans, the Chiefs. I
don't know, bro. Any given
Patriots.
Sunday, like you just said, right?
I think the Ravens are a team that would make it by a fluke. The Steelers' offense is too explosive to count them out.
Cam, shout out Cam White. He just commented on a photo. I think I tweeted. I tweeted the ghost of Mark Sanchez is back to
I saw that.
Philly.
I saw that.
So I think that's what he was commenting. Yeah, shout out to Cam. Actually, Cam is crazy, man. This dude did a full-on celebration like they won a Super Bowl the other day when they beat who did their team need? They didn't. It wasn't Monday. It was the week before that. It was a Thursday night game.
The Eagles. Who did they play on Thursday? No, they didn't play.
It wasn't Thursday?
I don't think so.
I thought it was a Thursday game.
No, because that would have been Thanksgiving. They didn't play on Thanksgiving.
The Eagles didn't play on Thanksgiving?
The Cowboys played the Redskins. The Lions played the Bears. And the Saints played the Falcons.
All right. Then it was,
I'd have to look up who they played. I don't remember for the life of me.
It's all good.
It's all good.
But yeah, Cam was celebrating like it was a thing to do. And I'm like, dude, relax, man. He went live on Facebook. So shout out. You know, that's what win's about. You know, like, I guess I'm a party pooper, I guess. I'm like,
I guess. They still might make the playoffs, so you got to give them that.
Yes. Well, the people in the hunt in the AFC, do they have a chance? Broncos?
No.
Dolphins?
No.
Colts?
Maybe. And I hate to say that.
Teen Titans?
No.
The Bagels?
No. Did you just...
Yes, I called them the Bagels.
No, it's not even the fact that you called them the Bagels. You actually mentioned them in playoff contention. No.
Well, it's CBS. Says
you should have skipped their name, though. Because they started really well in the beginning of the year, and they're officially one of the worst teams in football right now.
All right, so NFC, we have the Rams at the top of the board, Saints second. Bears are in there, man.
The Bears are going to the playoffs.
The Bears are in there. I don't know, man, because you got the Bears, you got the Cowboys.
You can't say it without laughing.
You got the Cowboys. Seattle's been playing terrible.
Seattle's been playing good the last few
games.
The last few weeks. And you know what it is? It's all Russell Wilson.
It is.
It is all Russell Wilson. That dude.
I know. Yeah. I got his points.
I know you do.
I wanted to drop him at the beginning of this.
I know you did.
You should have talked me into it. I would have did
it. He is a machine.
And then you have the Vikings. And then you have people in the hunt. You have the Panthers, Eagles, Redskins. Buccaneers are in the hunt.
Are they really?
I put them in the same category as the Bagels.
I will be sad if the Panthers miss the playoffs. They're too good of a football team to miss the playoffs.
Well, they're
in the NFC South, so they're behind the Saints. So they won't win the division, but they got to get a wild card.
They are playing the Browns this week.
So that should be a win because Browns are not playing good football right now. They're playing better than they did under Hugh Jackson, but
I don't know.
They just got beat up last week.
I think the Browns come away with a win.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't think so. I disagree with you. I think Baker Mayfield continues to play well, but I don't think they win that game.
I think they surprised to kind of keep him out. I don't know.
We'll see.
So do you think the Eagles sneak into the playoffs? The Eagles play the Cowboys. The Cowboys are 7-5. Eagles are 6-6. 6-6.
And the Cowboys won the first match, right? I remember that game. It was a big game. Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
I want to say the Cowboys won that game.
The Eagles don't have a good schedule after this because
but they're playing better than they have been all season.
They play the Rams next week after this week.
Yikes.
They play the Rams after this week. If you're on like a we can't lose, the Rams better not.
So if the Eagles win, they're on top of the division, right? Because like you said,
it's gonna be tied. No.
So did the Cowboys win the first game? I know we just talked about this.
Yeah, Cowboys.
So they would split the division series. So then it would come down to division record and all that junk that the NFL boils it down to see who makes the playoffs. So let's say they win this weekend and they're tied for the division. They got a rough road to hold on to that division, and the Cowboys are gonna be right on their heels. It's not the Eagles who are unpredictable. It's the Cowboys that are unpredictable. You don't know what team's going to show up.
Actually, I would say
they're
the
playing
Eagles
well
too.
right now.
That whole NFC East division
it's weird. It's really weird.
Fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I honestly,
I'm going to say no because the Cowboys defense and how well it's playing right now. And I'm going to say this on Team Bandwagon. You heard it here. The only reason they won that game. The only reason they won that game against the Saints was because of the refs. That was the only. They did not belong in that game.
The Chargers won because of the refs too, but you don't hear me complaining. Ooh, nah, son. Offsides. He didn't call it. Touchdown, baby.
But there was a lot of bad calls in that Cowboys-Saints game.
Cowboy fans told me it was bad calls on both sides.
No. I had no skin in that game, and I'm telling you that was one of the worst officiated games I've ever seen, totally in favor of the Cowboys. Dude. Which is why I tweeted out, wow, the NFL really wants the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Dude, how many home games these guys going to have, bro? Every game
it's just because their home games get televised because there's so many bandwagon Cowboy fans all over the nation. They're America's team. That's all it is. It gets ratings. I think that's why the NFL wants them in the playoffs. They know it's good for ratings. Redskins with Mark Sanchez at quarterback is not good ratings.
No.
So if they make the playoffs with Mark Sanchez out there, nobody's going to watch it.
No.
So they want the Cowboys in. And I think they're going to push the Cowboys in.
So when does it stop? Do they okey doke us to get the Cowboys in the Super Bowl? Like, what's the deal?
I think it'll go to the playoffs and then that's it.
They need to sell some merch or like
then they're gonna have to play. Who wouldn't get a first week bye? It's the Rams and Saints would get the bye, so they would probably have to play
the Bears or
they would have to play a wild card team because they'll be a division winner.
So it's 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
6 teams. The last 2 teams are wild cards, right?
Yeah. So who right now would be the?
So they'll play Seattle or the Vikings.
Both those teams will crush the Cowboys. I don't care if it's in Dallas.
That's what we keep saying, man.
Dude, but both those teams.
No, man. The Saints were supposed to crush them. And you know what? The Saints. I'm crapping on the Saints, man. They freaking did not do their job.
Dude, this is what bothers me about you.
Why?
No one goes 16-0. If they win out the rest of the year, they will be 14-2. That is incredible.
16-0 did not leave my lips, bro.
You're bashing them over one game. They've played awesome all year.
It was a close game. They could have found some way to win, bro.
Not when Alvin Kamara is getting helmet-to-helmet hits, has to come off the field, and then when what was the play? The Cowboys. Yeah. There was a play where the Saints should have had a first down, should have been passing interference. They didn't call it. And then the Cowboys on their next drive ended up getting a field goal because on 3rd and long, threw it to the end zone. Guy played good defense and they threw a flag. Automatic first down for the Cowboys and they got a field goal out of it. And was able to burn more.
I don't give them a pass, bro. All right?
No.
I don't give them a pass. They're supposed to be the best show on the turf. I don't even know if that's the same team. Whatever. Nope. It don't matter. It don't matter,
not
bro.
Even close.
They're supposed to be like
this
knockout highlight team.
That was the Rams,
freaking
actually.
beat the sorry Cowboys. So yeah,
Dude,
they don't get a pass, man. They should have.
The Patriots lost to the Titans. So where's your criticism there?
The Titans have a pretty good defense. Are we still talking about this?
You hurt my soul. You just hurt my. This is why we do the show, though, because this is the hallway conversations we used to have, and people would be looking at us in the middle of the hallways at church, like, man, they're getting passionate. This is why we do the show.
I can't let the Saints off the hook, bro. You can give them a hall pass. I'm not. All right.
If you're going to defend the Patriots, the Saints deserve more of a hall pass than the Patriots do.
The Saints getting detention. The Saints' offense is way better than the Patriots.
I agree, but the Cowboys came out with a great scheme. Good for them.
No, man.
They obviously did their job. They came out prepared.
Nope.
They came out prepared.
Nope.
The same way Tennessee came out prepared for New England. They outgunned them. They outplanned them. That was good coaching. The Cowboys did the same thing.
No, man. I'm not giving them a pass, bro. So, yeah, we can move on. What's next on the docket? Are we going to commercial break?
I don't know. You hurt my feelings.
Sorry, not sorry. This is
Pat's
Team Bandwagon. Never Lose Again podcast.
With two in trouble, forced out, and in! Unbelievable!
Get the latest info on Never Lose Again podcast, Bandwagon Nation, and much more by following us on Twitter at Never Lose Again, where the E's are threes. Jump on Team Bandwagon. Never lose again. Did you want to finish that thought?
Yeah, I thought we were still talking about football.
Dude, go ahead, finish your thought, bro. What are you gonna say before I went to commercial break?
I want to. You know what? I want to hear your opinion, Mr. Opinionated. The Packers.
The Packers?
Mike McCarthy's out. What's in the future for the Packers?
Cheese.
Okay, they're not going to playoffs this year. I'm saying, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is going to come back next year.
I don't know. You hearing all this speculation, Aaron Rodgers is a prima donna, Aaron Rodgers this, Aaron Rodgers that. I'm not in the locker room. I'm not at practices, so I don't know how Aaron Rodgers is. He's definitely not shown that during the games where, he's sitting on the sideline with his hands on his hip. So, honestly, I don't know. There is a reason they've been playing terrible this year, but I don't know. Maybe Aaron Rodgers is rusty coming back, but then the play calls haven't been that great neither.
I think the play calls have been bad, and look at his options to throw to. He has not had a Cobb all year. Mm-hmm. Jordy Nelson's gone.
He has good targets. I think they don't have a run game. What is it?
Valdez Scantling was his number one receiver at one point, dude. Like, he does not have the weapons.
He has Adams. He has
Devontae Adams got hurt a few weeks ago. He's back now.
Another receiver who was putting in work. He got hurt. I had him on my team.
And Devontae Adams is not a Julio Jones. So when he's the only guy out there,
true.
And the rest of the guys are special teams players that they just had to give a job to.
He has freaking Graham, bro.
Jimmy Graham is overrated.
Yes, Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham is overrated.
Hear it, bro.
No.
I don't want to hear it.
Name one good season Jimmy Graham's had outside of New Orleans.
I don't care.
Thank you.
I don't care,
Thank
bro.
you.
Yes, Jimmy Graham.
No. Jimmy Graham's had a few good games since he's gone into Green Bay, just like every other tight end that's gone to Green Bay. Because of Aaron Rodgers, he's had good games. Jimmy Graham's overrated. The only thing that is going to help Aaron
about targets, throw to Jimmy Graham. That's all I got.
Jimmy Graham's overrated.
I'm just saying, you want to cry about targets, throw to that dude. That
but
dude's
when you
like
don't
8 feet tall.
Oh, my gosh, you're killing me.
He's matching up with linebackers, bro. Throw it to the guy.
No, they're playing a lot. He gets a lot better coverage because of his years in New Orleans. He gets covered a lot by safeties. And they're a lot faster than linebackers.
They're not taller.
Safeties are pretty big dudes, usually. They're not corners. Corners are small.
They're not as tall as tight ends.
But all you need is a good defender who's right on them. And like I said, Jimmy's overrated. He's not up there making, again, Odell Beckham catches. And he's not,
Because Aaron Rodgers ain't throwing them to him. That's why.
Stop it. Jimmy Graham is overrated. He made big plays in New Orleans because no one was guarding him, and Drew Brees can throw the ball 80 yards anytime he wants.
I think it's Green Bay's running game, but I don't know.
I think Green Bay's running game is going to be what saves them next year, not this year. You're going to start seeing it next week because whoever's in there as interim coach is going to want the job. And I guarantee you Aaron Jones goes off next week.
You must have him on your.
No, I don't. I was sad I didn't get him in the draft. I tried trading for him earlier in the year. Aaron Jones is going to go off next week because Mike McCarthy's finally out, and Aaron Jones is going to get the ball as much as he deserves now. That dude is an awesome football player.
It's funny how like all these Brett Favre loyalists are coming out of the woodwork.
Oh, stop it!
He's a prima donna.
Aaron Rodgers is an awesome football player, and I do have mixed feelings about the way he calls out his teammates publicly because it's just kind of like that's why I didn't like Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, anytime they lost, it was everybody else's fault but his, and that drove me nuts. But if they won, he sure took on the glory when ESPN showed him 50 times.
I like that better than Russell Wilson not saying nothing and getting crapped on. It's like, dude,
but he's taking it in stride. You're the quarterback. You should take more of the responsibility.
Nah, don't crap on.
No. Aaron Rodgers. But at the same time, you should be yelling at your teammates. You should be trying to motivate your teammates. You're the quarterback. You're the captain. It's your job to get out there and let guys know when they're not playing well.
All right. So me being a captain, we need to land this plane, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna call a play. Okay. All right. The play is college football. Playoffs.
Yep. Playoffs?
Who you got winning?
There we go. You did it again. Alabama's going to take on Oklahoma only because I already know what you're going to say. Who do you think's going to win?
The first like rounds or all together? You already know. So let's just get yours since you already know mine.
Oklahoma's going to have to put up 60 points just to be in this game, and I don't think they get it done against that defense. Alabama wins this game.
What about Notre Dame and not Syracuse?
Clemson.
I
want to pick Notre Dame because they've been awesome this year.
I haven't watched
just dominated this.
I haven't watched a Notre Dame game.
Notre Dame has been fun to watch. They're really good, and I actually think they have the best chance of beating Alabama if they do play them. I don't think Clemson does. But Clemson, I think, takes that one too. We'll see how their defense does. If Clemson has a chance against Alabama, it's going to be another one of those power matches they've played. This will be the third time they played in the championship if they do meet. And all those games have been just run, and good defense. And Clemson's defense is going to have to step it up if they want to have a chance. So otherwise, this title easily goes to Alabama this year. This is the best team Nick Saban's ever had. They almost got last week, and they put in their backup quarterback to win the game against Georgia again.
They're number one.
They did it to Georgia last year.
Number one, number two.
They did it to Georgia last year in the championship. They put in Tua in the second half and won, and then now they go back to Jalen Hurts instead of Tua to beat Georgia in the second half. Crazy.
Yeah, very crazy. So, all right, I'm not gonna go in that direction. So in the final, let's say it's Clemson versus Alabama. Mm-hmm. You wanna bet on Clemson?
No, man. Come on, I only make smart bets.
Oh, you bet Georgia last year. That wasn't very smart.
Georgia was in it to that last play, dude. So don't give me this that it wasn't smart.
You can lose by inch or you can lose by a mile.
No, if they would have gotten whooped, then I would say it was a stupid bet. But they were in it. They had them.
All right. Well,
if it wasn't for Chuck Norris, they would have won that game.
Well, this is Team Bandwagon Never Lose Again podcast, episode 39 in the building. I'm Jamaal. I don't think we introduce ourselves.
We didn't do our introductions, but if you don't know me by now, if your eardrums have not shattered after that, I'm Nick Garcia.
Hey, you committed to that too. You were not playing around. You said like, let me. Even like got the posture and everything. I'm like, dang, watch out. You about to go sing some sweet nothings to the woman. Sweet lady, would you be mine? All right. All right. Yes, he's Nick, a.k.a. Genuine.
I could do the Barry White if you want to.
Or Kenny G. Just stick to the sax, man. Just stick to the sax.
I wish I had his hair.
I am Jamaal Brown. Thank you guys for watching. Check us out online, digitally, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff. Thank you guys for watching. This is Team Bandwagon.
Where it is okay to jump ship,
but not okay to lose.
Jump on Team Bandwagon and never lose again.